Welcome to Rangers Radio.
Gonna go by D, following it up, and whoop, in it goes. In it goes.
Why not give the show a 1419761972.
Rangers up in the score, Rangers up in the score. Back to 12 minutes, 12 minutes, from Kenny Miller, push it into the net.
Or send Fox a friend request on Skype. Rangers Radio Online.
It's gone into the middle, McSwegan's in there too. Will it come from McSwegan? There's his header, and he scores! What a substitution! Running inside, is he gonna let flies in? He scores! Good ball! Scores for Rangers!
Nacho Lobo with one kick of the ball to take Rangers to Manchester. Rangers are coming! The Scots are heading for Manchester, and you know what? Manchester may not be big enough.
Remember, it's all about the Rangers.
Well, hello, good evening and welcome. Welcome to Rangers Radio. Joining myself, Fox, here on the panel is the one and only Bridgeman. And we're Big Ulster. How are we doing, gentlemen?
I'm doing very well, thank you. Hope you're keeping well, Ox.
Yeah, tip-top, mate. Tip-top.
Can I just say a big good evening to you guys in the panel there, and to all the guys in the lobby, which I've not managed to log on to yet. I'll be on in a couple of minutes. I've just not made it yet. I've not made it yet. And to all the Rangers fans all over the world, it's getting closer. 3 sleeps and we're there. Keep it going. Come on, Rangers. Good evening and welcome to Rangers. Welcome to Rangers Radio.
I think you better do your arithmetic again.
Well, 4 nights, 4 sleeps. Sorry. I'm sorry.
That's how excited that man is. He's even losing track.
Well, maybe he's not going to sleep this
night. No, you're right.
Night.
I'm very excited. Very, very excited. Very happy.
Happy or happy. Expectant, Bridge?
Hopeful. I really am very hopeful. I think that we'll get a great chance. But the club, as it's rising up, and the team's coming with it, or the team's pulling the club up, and all the fans are right behind them, in front of them, and all round them. And my goodness gracious, we are all hopeful. And some of us are very expectant. Some of us expect us to win Sunday. And my goodness, wouldn't there be a celebration all over the world if we did that?
Sign me up. Excuse me, what's your usual result, Bridge?
Well, I'll go for a 1-0. I'll do me fine.
I don't usually say this, season. But I'll take this. I'll take that Ulster.
It's getting there. It's getting there, boys. You just feel it in the stomach, you know what I mean? Old Firm, wake up. Cannot wait. I think it's good that we actually, like Bridgeman, I think most of the Bears have got that wee bit of oomph in us now. You know, we've been sort of, when the games have come up the last few ones, we haven't probably went in with too much confidence, to be honest. More hope than confidence that we could do something. But this time we have a belief in our team because our team's doing so well. They're actually playing some great football at times, and we're dismantling teams at ease at some points. Or I think defensively, we've maybe a few bits of problems there, and I think we'll speak later, obviously, about maybe a few.
What was the game that gave you that confidence, Alter? Was it the Hearts game when they weren't in the game really? 2 shots against us, and it was one-way traffic for basically 90 minutes.
Yeah, I thought that was a massive game, and I think I said just the night.
Were you at the Hearts game, Ulster?
No, that's why we won.
All right, okay. I'm just asking. Carry on.
No. And I said that I thought that was our biggest game of the season, biggest game for a long time, because that was really our last chance, in my opinion, to really start getting Ibrox as our fortress before this big game coming. And we've done well. And fair play to Hearts and the Craig League. They've had a few clean sheets in a row, and they were very hard to break down. But it could have been a cricket score, to be honest. And I think ever since that game, Max, we have just continue to strive forward, and we're looking like a Rangers side that we've been desperate to see for a long time.
Can I ask you something, Bridge?
Of course, pal, of course.
How important do you think to this springboard to a decent season was the Florida trip?
Well, I think it was crucial. It gave the boys a way to gel. They got some games, they got some training together. They got a couple of games in. By the way, a couple of really good results, truth be told. So undefeated, weren't we? So you can't complain too much about that. And some of them played quite well, but at least they got minutes on the park and minutes into their legs. And a lot of the new guys who were just coming across as loans, they get the benefit of it as well. Just great. That's the way I feel about it anyway. No complaints at all this year about anything, me. Other than getting beat, of course, Sorry.
Well, with that one blip against Hibs since the season started back, and if I'm being really honest, Ulster, I thought we were even the better team of the 90 minutes that day. It was just, we lost a goal. Hibs had a spell in the match, 20 minutes. In the first half, or they dominated us, but before that, we should maybe been 1 or 2 up. They scored a goal which could have been prevented. They played well, but the second half, the only time they were up the park was when Tavernier made his only mistake in the last few weeks, when a bit of petulance crept in. He got caught up in emotion just after we scored the goal, and then even then we kept going and going and going. Never created that much, but it was constantly going forward.
Yeah, well, first and foremost, the trip to America, I think, done wonders for us, because it got people like Jimmy Nicholl, who's part of the staff.
Oh, that's a good point, mate. That's a good. We'll come back to that. You carry on, mate.
Yeah, so like Jimmy Nicholl, who's a staff member, he was getting to know the players. There was new players, loan players, like Murphy coming in, and everybody was getting to know each other. And going from the Snapchat and all that I have with the Rangers Snapchat, they were having a fantastic time. They were bonding. And as Bridget said, there are a couple of magnificent results, and we have brought that forward to the league. As you say, the Hibs won fair play, like probably the first half an hour. Hibs probably were the better team. I think Murray, a wee bit of tactical changes needed to be done, because I think Hibs were a very dangerous side, and especially in the middle, I think we were left a wee bit open in the middle, to be honest. But we changed that, we sorted that out for the second half, and we finished the stronger team. And as you say, if Tavernier maybe did make that silly error, then obviously you probably would have went on to win the game. But we could have easily capitulated. The heads could have went down. But since that game, we've kicked on from strength to strength. Our team has went, and here we are now. And the confidence is in the team and in the support.
Mm-hmm. You mentioned Jimmy Nicholl. Bridgman, he's come in, and we've not heard that much from him. Made a few interviews when he started. Has his role been underestimated by the media and maybe even the support?
Well, I think so. Greatly. I think he's been a tremendous help for the manager and the club. I don't think we should ever underestimate what he's done. And it's been quiet, as you say. He's been quiet on the side. A lot of folk were under the impression that it was young, what's his name, John Johansson, that was a bigger influence. I honestly believe that, and obviously time will tell, but you just look back from there on and you could see lots and lots of improvement all the way through. And it may have been a combination of the manager plus his assistants this season, this part of the season rather, has made a big improvement. People listen to him. He's got influence. He's well respected in the game, and he breaks the ice. He creates a fun atmosphere as well if he needs to. He's a really good par. I've listened to him on the radio a couple of times. Really good par, But I think he's a big influence.
Has your man been a bigger influence than we realised, Ulster? Do you see what I've done there?
Your man. I like Jimmy Nicholl, to be honest. I think he's done good for the Northern Ireland setup. Him and Michael Need have a good relationship going there, and obviously, the international team's very, very successful for us. Same as the Rangers team. Since I'm not saying Jimmy Nicholl's all down to Jimmy Nicholl, but I mean, since he's come there, I think he's helped. Obviously, his experience of being a Rangers player, he's been there, he's done it, and he's been at Scottish level for many a year now, as first team coach and as assistant manager, should I say. And I think he's doing a good job. It's like I think Jimmy Nicholl's the kind of person, if you're not doing what he wants you to do or what he thinks you should be doing, I think he'd be the first one to pull you in and just give you a bit of a rollicking, But I don't think he's needed to do that with this team, because so far so good, everything's been going pretty well for us, And I just hope that they go to the likes of Jimmy Nicholl, any of these players who maybe worried, like the Ibrox situation, where I think some of our players at times starting the season were maybe scared or seemed a bit weary of playing at Ibrox, and maybe when the fans were getting on their back, they seemed to put the heads down. I think with Jimmy Nicholl's interview, he was sort of saying, we've got to get it across to the players that you've got to thrive. You could be away from Ibrox and never play in front of 50,000 people again. So maybe he's put it across and that, grasp your chance. Don't be fearing Ibrox, but actually embrace it. And, the fans will love you for it. So hopefully, experience like that is helping the players.
Does he get much media coverage in your part of the world, mate? Is he somebody that's mentioned because he's set up with the national team?
It wouldn't be big, to be honest. I think Michael O'Neill, he takes all the plaudits, but that's what happens, doesn't it, all around the world? The main managers always obviously take all the plaudits, but he does get some coverage. He does do the odd interviews and stuff, but it's like anything. It's the same as the any job, where in football the managers always seem to take most of the plaudits, don't they? And obviously the coaches or the assistants, they sort of take a back seat, but sometimes they're maybe doing a real pivotal role that they maybe don't get so much justification for.
Yeah, only time will tell, but it looks strange since maybe he's come in and we've tweaked our tactics, we're more positive, the players seem happier. Let's put it down to Jimmy Nicholl and Graham Murphy and the whole coaching staff, rather than the fact that Pedro's no longer there. Carry on, mate.
Yeah. No, I think that the mere thing is that he's in more closer contact from a dressing room perspective than Murphy probably, and he's a bit more friendly than your normal guy. He's apparently a very friendly guy, and he'll ease people's minds with a couple of quiet words here and there, and if anybody's feeling a wee bit down, if they can get him, he'll bring him back up again. So he's putting the fun and the happiness back into a certain side of the football, maybe off the park, giving them the wee lift that they need. All the things that make him, will make him, and probably did make him a very good assistant in the past. So I'm delighted for him, absolutely delighted, and us, of course, delighted.
Was it an appointment you seen coming?
Well, I didn't see it coming. I thought he was welded in to the Northern Ireland assistant manager's job, if you follow me. But I think he was released. Was he released, or did he leave, or was, I don't know what the contract was.
No, he's still in there, Bridge.
He's still in there, right? So I thought initially that was one of the reasons why Rangers got him, because it was a sort of half a step forward getting Jimmy Nicholl in, and at the time we were actually talking about discussing a new manager, and the Northern Ireland manager was the number one target at that time, and then it changed to what do you call him, up in Aberdeen, to McInnes, and things just never went for him. And of course he's ended up just knocking everything back and staying in Northern Ireland. So Jimmy Nicholl may have a part-time job there as well.
Yeah, he's still part of the Northern Ireland setup. And just on a side note, I think that's maybe got a lot to do with why Michael O'Neill's talking to Goss. Maybe Jimmy Nicholl's been in his ear saying, look, you got to talk to this player here and try and get him on board because he's good talent.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. But
I
would not be surprised in the least, yeah.
Well, it just shows you what the media portray when Goss walked in the door, and you sort of read the media before you do a wee bit of study, and you think, oh, we're getting a guy for a German background, and he's moved to England to play. It looked that way, the way they portrayed it. His family were in the military, that's how they were in Germany. It's just a load of balls.
I know, it just shows you.
It's...
And I was actually one of the ones against it, to be honest, at the start, because I was saying to myself, why are we getting a lone player here from QPR? He hasn't getting any games, I didn't understand it, but hands up, fair play to Mr. Murray and Mark Allen. to bring that young fella in, because I think he's been fantastic for us.
Aye, he's a nice player, mate. Definitely got a future in the game. And if he kicks on, he could go as high as he wants, Bridge. Yeah?
Absolutely.
Sorry,
Go on.
Bridge, go ahead, mate.
No, please.
No,
I was just going to say that there's a number of players that, and certainly in my eyes, that will be worthy of being spoken to by the management, maybe on the QT, about how they're playing and what their future could be if they wanted to stay at Rangers. I'm sure there's quite a few being spoken to, not necessarily in a very serious manner at the moment, but at least a wee reminder that they're being watched and we're looking at you and we really like what you're doing. Just keep it going and don't you worry about your future's secure. That's what I think some of the things are doing. Although on that subject, I am a bit concerned that we haven't heard any more about the Bates contract thing. And yet he'll probably be first pick again against them across the city. That'll be another huge, shall we say, feather in his cap. And if he comes through that unscathed, my goodness gracious, his value is going to go sky high. And here we are. He's a free agent. You feel what I mean? And we haven't done anything about it. So that's the only concern I've got.
Yeah, well, we'll talk about that in a second, about what we're hearing about centre-halves. But if people want to join us, what's the number, Ulster?
01413561972.
Oh, round of applause to that man.
Smooth, very smooth.
Yes, love it.
I don't want I'm no one for casting his aspersions, but he's been in the studio for 6 weeks and it's right in front of him. No one has to read it out, Bridge.
It's big writing, too. It's on big writing.
He's got a seat in the studio. Anyway, and when else can they join us, Bridge?
Well, they can join us on Skype at rangersradio.online, and if need be, they can ask for a friend's request to Rangers Radio, and Fox will bring them in and look after them.
Oh, don't talk to me about Fox. I don't know what he's been up to.
Okay.
He just said to me before we go on the show, don't mention dates. That's all he said. I don't know what he's talking about.
Don't mention dates?
No.
What kind of thing is that to say?
I don't know if he's talking about the fruit. Yeah?
No. All right,
or
okay.
He's talking about dates of matches, or knowing Fox, it'll be dates.
Women.
Yeah?
Those kind of things.
Aye. But that's what he said to me, so I'm meant to know with that, so I'm sure it'll unravel. You heard the Ulster, didn't you?
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
I'm
sure
just picked up at that. I'm interested to know what he means by that.
Yeah, don't mention dates. Oh, well, fair enough. Anyway, if people want to join us, once again, it's 01413561972, or join us at Skype at rangersradio.online, where you were brought in the call, and you're welcome to talk about anything Rangers related. It'd be great to hear from people who don't always come on the call, because we're always looking for new and fresh points of view. At my Bridge.
Absolutely, pal. Well, really, really good.
You know?
Yep, I agree. It'd be great. Get more people on here. Let's hear your views.
So, rumour has it, nothing's came out, but rumour has it, Russell Martin's not going to make the game on Saturday, Bridge.
Look, and I've got to ask a question on this, guys. We've known he wasn't. Was he? I don't even know if he was on the bench on Sunday. To be honest, now I'm so sort of up with it. I'd have been delighted if he'd come on, but I was surprised if he was fit enough to make the bench. Why he wasn't playing? Is it just to give Alves some minutes? I took it for granted that's what it's been. But I'm very suspicious that he is injured. Now, maybe you can update us on that and maybe update the lobby as well. Maybe the guys don't know. I certainly don't know. And it's quite confusing.
We're just hearing rumours that he's injured, mate. Nothing's been confirmed. Maybe people are putting two and two together. Big Ulster,
I hope so. Because I think, the only people we've had partnering each other out of the three centre-backs that we have are between the three we were thinking of Rangers would pick, or Mr. Murray would pick, would be between Alves, Bates and Martin, and the only two to play off each other has been obviously Martin and Bates. So, I think Alves is a bit rusty, to be honest. He's only back, and he'd made a couple of wee silly fouls. He didn't do much wrong in the game against Falkirk, but it's trying to get that match fitness and match sharpness. And the Old Firm game is such a massive, massive game, obviously, and it's a game that we're going to be doing a lot of attacking, but also probably a lot of defending in, and we need probably players who have got a bit of a partnership and know how each other plays. So it worries me a wee bit, you know. I know Alves is a top class talent, you know, he's one of the biggest names in world football, you know, in that defensive role, but obviously we haven't seen the best of him this season. It's maybe a couple of seasons too late, to be honest, but we just got to hope that he comes in and does a job. At least he's got a World Cup place to try and fight for, so he's obviously going to be trying to do his best for us. So fingers crossed if he does come in, he has a good game, and him and Bates strike a partnership pretty quickly.
Yeah, I mean, would they be upset if everybody else that's injured that was the pairing, and that's the way we went into the game with if Declan John's fit, Jamie Murphy's fit, and everybody else is fit, and we've got selection problems? That's the only issue we had. I'd be delighted with that, Rich.
Yeah, I've got no problems. I just want everybody to be fit. But the centre half role is quite crucial to us. As you know, that's been a big weak area for us, and we thought that Russell Martin was there. He was going to do the business. We initially thought that I was very happy, as you know. I was very happy Alves came in, and I thought, here's a world-class centre half still playing at the top of his game at international level. I'm afraid he hasn't quite hit the heights, but you can see some of the parts of his game that are good, particularly heading. And I thought that's a definite bonus for us, but it just hasn't happened. But I thought Russell Martin was going to do something for us. He's maybe just starting to get his feet, and here we go. If he's got a wee daft injury or a wee niggling injury, it's a sin. But I'll be glad if all the rest of the guys, if Wallace comes in into the squad that is back fit, get Ryan Jack back fit, and Dorans, and people are starting to walk back into selection, knock the manager's door and so on. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. We are going to be great.
I mean, if you end up with a first-team squad at this time of the season and there's one player not available, Ulster, because of suspension and injuries, if everybody else is pretty much there, you're doing okay, eh?
Well, this is it, yeah. I think the biggest panic for us has been getting Murphy and Declan John fit, as you say, because they have been pivotal to how we've been playing, because we've obviously been talking that balance. And Cummings done well, he scored a hat-trick, but I think we lost that bit of that balance. We were playing a lot of our football on the right-hand side because we obviously weren't just as big a threat. And I think if you look at some of the players from across the city, they've got a lot of quick players, and we need somebody like Declan John, in my opinion, to give us that pace, and Murphy to help him in the defensive as well as attacking. So they're very important. And as you say, if you were going to pick between any players to be fit, then out of the ones who might have had niggling injuries, then they're the two you'd be desperate to get back.
Yeah, we'll just need to wait and see, but that looks like it could be the team for me, that if everybody's fit, it would be Foderingham in goal, James Tavernier, Declan John, Bruno Alves, David Bates, Candeias on the two boys sitting, Gosson, Greg Docherty, and then Candeias, Windass, Murphy, and I think it'll be Morales up top. I think that'll be the team if everybody's available. Yeah,
that's the same 11 for me. Going by the Russell Martin situation, then that would be the 11 I'd be picking.
You don't see any chance that they would play the two up with Cummings?
No.
You don't see that?
Don't see it. No chance. In my opinion, mate, I think that's how he'll play. And Windass will have a dual role to go and get Morales, but he'll play in that space where he can annoy their central defence midfielder, because when he gets to run at him, he'll not be able to live with his pace.
Okay.
How do you see it? Do you see it different?
No. I don't. I just wonder at the logic. Obviously, we'd need to know if the boy Murphy's 100%.
He plays in midfield for them, didn't he?
Say that again.
Logic,
aye. Sorry. I don't know what you're talking about. Have I missed a Murphy somewhere? No, I think our Mr. Murphy is I think if he's 100% fit, then I wouldn't have any qualms about him going in. And obviously, from a forward perspective, you would only want to play with one. That's Windass sitting behind him. But the truth of the matter is, I'm not dead sure if the boy is 100%, and I wouldn't have any qualms about Cummings playing. No problem at all for me. Let him play. Let's see what we've got. Get a bit of Gallus in it. Let's do a bit of swagger and let them play. But it's up to the manager, of course. I just, are we going to play Wallace? Are we going to play Declan John? Are we going to play Murphy? All three left-sided players all just come back off injury.
How do we set up if you play with the two? How would you set us up? I know you like a 3-5-2, and I get that, but
you're not going to get 3-5-2.
No, so you get four in defence. So how do you set up 4-4-2, which hasn't been great for us?
4-4-2 or 4-3-1-2 or something like that. Whatever it is we play, that's what I would do. You got to watch. You got to watch it. They don't flood the midfield, and if you're playing with less than the norm, if you don't get any with 3 and your fullbacks can push up on them to give you the 5 in midfield, then that's not so bad. But
I think the idea will be when we've not got the ball, Murphy and Candias will make that 4, and then Windass will have to make it 5, mate.
That's what somebody's got to do the business.
A lot of work. Windass all expected to do a lot of work, Ulster.
Yep, exactly. For me, I think I get Bridges' point because obviously Cummings had a good game, and there is people maybe looking for the two of them to play as a 2. But I think this confidence that we've all got, in my opinion, is due to the formation that we have been using, the formula we've been using, and how well we've been playing. And I think we'd be letting Lemons off the hook, to be honest, if we changed our formation from what's been working well for us and the players that have been in those positions. I think Cummings will be an impact sub, and I'm hoping that he'd be a very big impact. I hope he gets a goal when he comes on. I hope so, but I think you'll see Cummings on the bench, to be honest. And could you have said that a year ago? Because you've a player getting a hat trick in the Rangers side and maybe not playing the next game. It shows you how well we have done these last few months.
I'll say one thing, and I'm not being funny when I say this. Any games of football, any teams that I've ever played for, if anybody in our team scored a hat trick, there's absolutely no way he definitely wouldn't lose his position to somebody coming back from injury. That's for sure. He might lose his place for tactical purposes or something like that, and that just might go down to that. But really and truly, I can't see the manager. I just can't see the manager not saying no to him. I can see us going with Morelos and Cummings up front. That's what I can see on Sunday. I really can.
Who do you drop out then, Bridge?
Murphy doesn't get a game.
All right, okay. Right.
So who plays on the left? Who plays on the left in midfield?
Cummings will play on the left. Do you follow? I mean, he's not a left winger, but he can just shuffle out there. He's left.
How does that get you up front? How's that
exactly the way he played the other night, should I say? No, I don't have a problem. I think he's a smashing player. I think he'll play well. He did well against. Admittedly, it was inferior opposition compared to what we're going up against. But I wouldn't take anything off the guy. I wouldn't try to break him. I wouldn't try to say to him, "You better do this." But I'd start him. And if it doesn't working out or we needed to change, then bring Murphy on. And that gives Murphy that wee bit minutes that he needs.
If Murphy's fit, mate, he's got to play for me, mate.
Well, I'm not disputing that. All I'm saying is that I think, it's only me, I think we need to, the manager will take cognizance of the fact that boy scored 3 goals the other day, possibly could have got another 2 with a bit of luck. So he's on fire. He's not just his goals, his plays was good as well. So to bring somebody back from injury and get the guy scores a hat-trick, by the way, you're not good enough, so we're going to bring this guy in. It's very difficult. I wish our manager all the luck in the world with this. It's a very difficult task he's got, seriously.
Well, that's true. I think, Brett, to be honest, if Cummings is to start, I think the only player who'd be coming out of the team for him would be Morelos, because I think a bit like Ox, if Murphy's fit, Murphy plays, he's one of, if not the first player on the team sheet for me.
Can I come back on that one? I'll tell you, this is one thing that's, to me, cemented in concrete, right? There's no way Morelos isn't going to play for us on Saturday and Sunday. The last time he played against Celtic, he was magnificent. and he loves it. He loves the physical contact. He loves everything. And that's why Cummings would make a good foil for him, a really good foil. Because every time Morelos goes up there and bumps somebody, the ball could break. And if it breaks, when it did break the last time, there was nobody there. Not saying MD had a bad game against Celtic, but all of us played well, all of the team played well. But Cummings would be is like an enigma. He could sit there and he could ghost into these positions, which he does, and he'll pick these balls up, and he's a very dangerous player. And I'm not saying Murphy's bad, I'm not saying anyone's bad. I just see, in against Celtic, I don't see Morelos not getting a game. And I think for the way he played last weekend there, I think Cummings scoring a hat-trick would be a dead certainty play. That's just my thoughts. I've been wrong before.
Have you?
Anyway, we've been Mr. Football's joined us. Don't mention dates. How we doing, Fox?
Hello, evening.
How we doing, mate? I see we've also been joined by Rudy Bear. Evening, Rudy.
Evening, guys. How we doing?
Hey, Rudy.
Hi,
right,
Ulster. Hi, Bridge.
How you going, Rudy?
First time caller.
First time this week. First time today, I mean. I'll go to Fox first, Rudy, just to get his thoughts about Bridge saying, and then that gives you a chance to make yourself comfortable. That's a lovely shirt you've got on. Which shade's that?
Right, it's a kind of cerise kind of colour.
All right, suits you, mate.
Nice shade of pink, goes with the eyeballs.
Suits you, mate. Takes a real man to wear that colour, you know.
Thanks very much, Ox. Thank you.
Foxy, Bridges' point about Cummings. What's your views?
I think he'll be on the bench, mate. I think Rangers having that bounce game wasn't for anything, mate. I think that Declan John is fit. I also think that Lee Wallace, we're trying to get him, we tried to get him fit enough to be on the bench, mate, in case we get an injury on the left. I think Jamie Murphy will be fit, mate. So I don't see any change for what's been our strongest team, mate. The only positions that's chopped and changed is the centre halves. The rest of the outfield players are more or less the same. Will we be good enough? I'm going to play devil's advocate tonight, mate, and try and see where our confidence as a support is coming from. And I'll give you some
so you want to
reasons.
get through. You want to get through there, the sort of look at the thing. It's just let's get Rudy Bear's point on the Cummings things, and we'll come back to you on that, because that's a great point you make. Rudy, what's your view on
I think
the Cummings?
I agree with Fox. I think he'll be on the bench. I think Graham Murphy will go with his sort of tried and trusted. He'll go with a 4-2-3-1, and it'll be the usual players in there. I just heard you say, is Russell Martin injured then? Is that official, Ox, or is that just a rumour? Or
Must be official. It's on social media.
Is it? Right, okay.
No, it's a rumour, mate. It's just a rumour.
It's a rumour, right, okay. Because I don't know, I'd be a bit wary of having Alves at the back there. But then saying that, he could have an absolute blinder of a game, Alves. I mean, he's got huge amounts of experience. But as far as the Cummings things goes, what a great player to bring off the bench, though. But it's like I said the other night, and I think mostly everybody agreed the other night, there's no much chance of Jason Cummings taking that position away from Morelos. He's a different type of player from Morelos. Morelos is the battler. Jason Cummings isn't he? But Jason Cummings is a more natural goal scorer, If he gets a chance of sniffing the ball in front of goals, Cummings will put it in the back of the net. Whereas Alfredo tends to miss a lot, doesn't he? He maybe need 4 or 5 chances to score one, whereas Cummings will 4 or 5 chances, he'll score you 2 or 3 maybe,
Funny thing is, it sounds a bit silly. I think Alfredo could learn from Jason, but I don't think Jason's going at his makeup to do the other side that Alfredo does, if that makes sense.
No, I don't think, I agree with you totally. Jason Cummings has not got the physicality that the wee man's got to be. Alfredo's got to be. He's called El Buffalo for a reason. He's built like the proverbial brick shithouse, and he's just, he's solid, he takes defenders, he fights with the centre-backs, and I think Big Ulster was saying a wee while ago there, he likes a fight with the centre-backs, and he enjoys that part of the game, I think. Jason Cummings wouldn't give you that. You wouldn't get it after Jason Cummings. But as I said, he's a more natural goal scorer, though. He'll take more chances, I think, in front of goal than maybe Alfredo would. Unfortunately, you know. But I mean, it's like Alfredo could have an absolute blinder on Sunday, you know, and a couple of goals. You know, I'd love to see him score the winning goal. I really would, for his confidence, you know. I'd love to see him score the winning goal. But I agree with you. They're two different types of player. But Jason Cummins, what a great player to bring off the bench. Say the last 15, 20 minutes, if you're looking for a goal, you know, and you don't think it's gone your way, you bring Jason Cummins off the bench, you know.
Yeah, fair comment, really. Right, folks, what's your point then? You're about to look at what's happening with them and what's happening with us and where's the confidence came from?
Well, I'll tell you the real reason, mate. I was looking at the odds today for the win, and we're outsiders at Ibrox, mate, and I was wondering why, right? If I'm a bookie, I was wondering why that would be. And I had a look at the fixtures we've had, mate, since we've come back from America. And we've had it relatively easy, to be perfectly honest with you. The way the Premier League fixtures have worked out, we've mostly played those in the lower end of the table, plus we've had quite a comfortable ride in the Cup, mate, and the ties we've played in the Cup.
Mm-hmm. But we've played Hearts, Hibs and Aberdeen.
No, since the turn of the year, have we?
Aye, we played Aberdeen at Ibrox. We won, we beat Hearts 2-0, we lost to Hibs.
Not since the turn of the year, was it? Well, I was looking at the games further on there.
But we've had a run. We've had
5 wins, right? We've had 5 wins. We beat Ayr United, I think it was 6-1 away from home. We then faced Hamilton, mate, who are down the bottom of the... Then we're first top of the table clash, or in the top 6 was against Hearts, who we did beat 2-0, mate. We then went away to St Johnstone, won 4-1, and then we beat Falkirk 4-1. When you look at that, then, as you know, I like a wee gamble on the horses, mate. We've been playing against like top-class handicappers, and this is us getting into the Gold Cup, if you know what I mean. I don't think we've got a real true picture of how good we are. We've loved the football, we've loved the goals, but how are we going to fare against the team that's at top of the league, mate? It's a wee bit dented my confidence, and I can see why the bookies are making us outsiders, mate. The way this league is worked, mate, you got to run against the bottom end of the table, and also you come hard and fast with the top end. After we play Celtic, mate, we're at home to Kilmarnock, away to Motherwell, home to Dundee, and then we're away to Parkhead. We've got a right hard run of fixtures to come. And it just worries me that we might be over-exuberant because of the football we're seeing at the moment, and we're no looking at them, mate, and the games they've had, you know.
You see, in fairness to the point that you make there, though, that is a good point you make, Fox. But if you look at the beginning of the season, we had the same, let's say, easier set of fixtures, and we failed miserably in them. We were beaten by Hamilton at home, we were beaten by St Johnstone, we drew with Kelly. You know, I mean, you could say that we had that same easier, you know, set of fixtures, and we were miserable at them. We failed miserably. So we did, you know, and only for the results where we dropped 8 points and were beaten by the likes of Hamilton and St Johnstone, we'd be sitting at the top of the league then. So for me, the confidence comes through the fact that these teams are no longer beating us like they were in the first part of the season. We're not dropping points to these teams anymore. And all right, you could say it's easier fixtures, which it's true, it is. That's true, it is. But we're dealing with them much, much better than we were before.
Oh, I'd agree. You know? I'm loving the football that's on show at the moment, mate. I just don't think we've had a real serious challenge. It's been good for our side to gel, mate, since we've come back from America. It's allowed us to play expansive football without being under real pressure. And we've been winning games and winning them comfortably, as I say. This is a real stern test, and I can see why they're odds-on favourite to beat us, mate. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying they won't.
I think they reckon they're odds-on is because of the form against particularly against each other, mate.
I mean, compared to what we have done, it is a big step up, Fox. You're right there. But I mean, I even get confidence for the fact of the New Year game when that second half we could have won that 3-0 in that second half, you know. So even for that game, I take confidence, and that was us without the likes of Goss, Docherty, Murphy. You know, we didn't have the players then when we played.
Remember, I'm playing.
You know.
Remember, I'm playing devil's
advocate
here, mate.
I know.
Yeah, I think we conveniently forget we could have been 2 or 3 down before we got to half time, mate.
Yeah,
I think we've got to be realistic. Now, I think this team had the good fortune, mate, to have all these run of particularly easy games to help the team gel together, and it's worked for us, mate. But we'll know until we go out in that part on Sunday. Just how hard a test it was going to be, you know.
You couldn't predict that much. You would be confident if we were sitting 12 points clear. You can never say it's a funny fixture, isn't it?
You never can you?
Funny fixture.
The only thing I would say, I've also watched them quite a lot, mate. And they've struggled against some of the so-called smaller teams, mate, at Parkhead as well. They've ended up winning games 1-0 when they've really been struggling as well. But as you say, this is a different kettle of fish on Sunday. Will they come and bully us? That's one of my fears, mate, that they will attempt to. The 3 centre-backs that normally play, mate, are just big roughhouses, mate. They'll crunch into tackles. You've got the lunatic Brun who'll kick everything in sight. And I think, see on him especially, I think Rangers should come out and say, we'll be watching how he's refereed in this game, mate. It's no his tackles. Some of his tackles are all right. It's the wee bits when he comes out the tackle and he accidentally knees people in the thigh, or he kicks them in the head when they're on the deck, mate, that referees bypass. I think the referee's attention should be drawn to this, mate.
Aye, that's a good point, Fox. I mean,
sleek it's the word you're looking for.
Sleek it is the right word, mate.
I mean, he's likes to use his elbow in people's noses as well, you know, which he's got away with about 4 or 5 times up to now. So, it's a good point you make, Fox. It should be pointed out. You know, he's treated like the special child of Scottish football, that boy, you know, and he gets away with absolute murder sometimes. You know, I just can't see a Rangers player getting away with anything like what he gets away with. So that's a good point. It should be pointed out. Well said, Fox.
Rudy, I don't think there's anybody in the whole of Scotland gets away with as much as he gets away with.
Yeah.
If you look at his card statistics this season alone, and I don't know, but I'll bet you in your like they're very, very low. Right? He hardly gets spoken to, never mind booked, and hardly gets red carded. You know what I mean? It just doesn't happen to him. I think it was Oxtear that told us he's only had a couple of red cards in the last 5 years or 10 years or something like that, you know. You think, how the hell is that, you know?
It's ridiculous. When you watch the way he plays, Bridge, you know, to get a couple of red cards in the last few years, it's laughable, really, you know. I mean, you've seen what he's been up to. You've watched him when we've played against him. I've saw him playing against other teams. I saw clips on social media, things he's done. He gets away with it all the time. You know, it's unbelievable, you know, so...
You know, mind he used to do, they called it the Bruni. The Tarrier Press called it the Bruni. I'll tell you now, I'm not being funny. I've played with guys. If you'd raised your hands in front of him like that in glorification, the way he did, he wouldn't have got off the pitch with his nose intact. He'd have been absolutely leathered. Rare and then, no problem. And they'll take the red card and walk off the pitch. They know it.
Aye.
And they wouldn't have done it again. Simple as that. He wouldn't have done it again.
See, if I had played against him, Bridge, he wouldn't have got off the pitch with his legs intact, mate. You know what I mean?
There's a lot of guys.
He got away with half of what he gets away with. You know.
Well, there's a lot of guys a lot more calm than some, and some a bit, but very, very wary. And when they believed that the tunnel was the place to resolve any issues, just before you get back into your dressing room, leather them. Yeah. And everybody separates it.
What surprises me as well is, Bridge, the amount of stuff he gets away with. And I think, what do you call him, at Hearts has been about the only one that's actually spoke out about him, you know, and nobody else seems to want to talk out about this Egypt, you know.
They're all running scared by the sound of it, aren't they, for some reason?
You know, you wouldn't be able to shut me up if I had the opportunity to talk out about him in a press conference. You know, I'd slate
Well,
him.
Look what's happening with the managers at the present moment. Now, that boy Clark down in Kilmarnock came out and he's said that the Aberdeen manager said something about his player. And it's getting near the knuckle. And these guys mean it. They're not pissing about and fooling about. And back to the toxic Lurgan bigot. And he's doing this all the time. He's coming out and he's saying things. And then when someone says anything about his team, no, that's wrong and so on and so forth. And I think this should happen. And that's the kind of stuff that's happening with these people now. The managers are somehow or other, there's a lot of crap happening around at the managers as well. And it should all be wiped out. The SFA should do something about that. I should go in and tell them, get this sorted. We're not going to have this. You step out a line on that line from a managing perspective, you're not just going to get put on the stand, you're going to get sent to the stadium. Because they're sitting up there in the still. Sorry, Paul.
Sorry, Bridge. We've been joined also by Ibrox. Loyal, evening, Ibrox.
Evening, Trips.
What's on your mind, mate?
Evening, Ibrox.
I like, mate. How you doing? It's just the battle fever starting to come on me now, mate. We're near enough at Thursday, and it's all about the build-up now for me. Basically, by the end of the night, Thursday, Friday, wee bit of a sash fast on Saturday, and then right in for the match on Sunday. It was just to see what a lot of the panels starting 11, well, what they would have as their starting 11. We know who's going to be fit now. Wallace played the bounce match yesterday. DJ's injuries, not as bad as first feared. Jamie Murphy being fit as well. What would your starting 11 be for come Sunday's match?
Did you hear mine earlier on, or do you want to hear it again?
I'd like to hear your teammate.
Well, it looks as if what's the boy's name? Nigel Martin.
Russell
Martin. Nigel Martin. That was a goalkeeper, wasn't it? Russell Martin. The rumour was that he's fit, unfit. So if he's not playing, it'll be straightforward for me. It'll be Foderingham, Tav, Declan John, Alves, and Bates. Goss and Greg Docherty, Candias, Windass, Murphy and Morelos. That's the way I see it, mate. And anybody who sees it different, I think they're kidding themselves on. Personally, it's only my opinion.
I agree with Yorks. That's the team that we'll see on Sunday. The only change to that would be as if it's just a rumour that Martin's injured, and he's not really, so I would have Martin in there in place of Alves instead of Alves.
I'm assuming Martin's not available.
If you're assuming he's not available, then it would be Alves at the centre back with Bates. The rest would be the same for me.
So, do none of you think on the panel that they might bring one extra into the central midfield to try and strengthen the midfield up, because we know that's where the battle's going to be won or lost?
You need to listen to the archives, bro.
Sorry.
Right. So what we're saying, what we think will happen is that Windass will be pivotal, and he'll be the guy that will need to come in. When we've not got the ball, you'll end up with 5 there. It'll become a 4-5-1.
Right, that one.
Yeah. Windass will be in the role that Crankar played at Parkhead.
Aye.
Ridgeman?
I've said that the back four, providing Declan John's fit, I can see him slipping back in there. But other than that, it'll be the same back four it was that started last Sunday. And the goalkeeper will be changed, hopefully. And Wes Foderingham will be in there. So you got Foderingham, and it would be Tavernier, Bates, Alves, and Declan John. If not, Halliday will slip back in there. I don't have any problems with that. The midfield would be very similar to what it was the other night there for me. It would be your Candeas, it would be your Docherty, it would be, oh my goodness, who was out on the left again, for God almighty's sake?
They played Cummings, that sort of inside left position, didn't they?
Yeah, but I'm trying to think, I can't remember. It was Windass, it was Candeas, Docherty, and who was wide left? Windass, sorry, and who played left? There's one missing. I'm missing a midfielder, and I would put two
Cummings.
up front. I'd put Cummings up front, right? I'd 4-4-2. I'd go 4-4-2, right? So my two would be up front would be Morelos and Cummings, but I'm missing one out. So my apologies. It'll come back to me. My mind's no my own. It'll come back to me.
Goss, are you talking about Goss?
Goss, that's it. God Almighty. Thank you, Rudy. Thank you. I thought I was going mental.
I owe you nothing, Bridge.
I've got a slightly different take on it, guys, if you want to hear it. I need to put it in the lobby again, so remember.
Just bide your time, Alan. Bide your time, Alan.
Aye.
Bide your time. We'll be right with you, brah. Fox, and then Alan 63's joined us.
I've already said that the only change will be Alves for Martin, mate. I don't see... We would unbalance our side, mate, if we started to fit people in. Murphy and Declan John, mate, there's a wee that bit at the back of my mind says that he's fit, but maybe no 100%, mate. That's why we've rushed to get that game, to get Lee Wallace on the bench. I think that if I was Graham Murty, I would prefer Wallace if he was anywhere near fit to Halliday, mate. Because we know net coming down that wing, mate, I think Halliday would end up getting sent off, mate. He would. He's a full Rangers man, and he would think to maybe scalp into him, mate. But I could see him getting doubly booked, mate, and sent off. So I'd rather have Lee Wallace there as the backup to Declan John. There's nothing else to change, mate. All our strength is in the pace of our attack. The pace of our attack, the quickness of our passing, maybe get us through this game. But I'd also say that they're also in the same boat, mate. The two teams are kind of evenly balanced when it comes to the defence, mate. Both shaky at times. Two goalkeepers. I'd rather have Wes Fotheringham, the one they've got in goal, mate, who does look shaky. But the midfield, for both sides, if you were being honest, is... For Scottish football, the quality is good in both midfields, and the battle, as Ibrox Loyal rightly says, in the middle. The funny thing is, the one man that's missing is Jason Holt, mate, because we can't fit him into the side. I know people like myself say...
I've just looked at Alan 63's team in the lobby. I don't know if he's dropped out a bit, but he's got... obviously, he's not got his goalie, so I'm assuming it's Fods. So then Alves and Bates, Tavernier, John, and then he's got three in the middle, Holt, Goss, Docherty, Cummings and Candias in front of them, which I'm obviously Cummings to the left and Candias to the right, and Alfredo up front.
So 4-3-2-1, yeah?
What I was just saying, in the 2-0 draws we got with them, mate, Jason Holt was one of our better midfielders. His energy in closing down probably helped us a lot, but he will probably be on the bench tomorrow. As I say, the battle's going to be in the midfield, and whoever gets a hold of that, mate, will win the game.
Well, I think if we win on Sunday, no matter what happens, if we win on Sunday, hats off to the manager, because based on the way we're talking, the manager's got he's going to have an amazing selection, and whatever it is, everybody take their hat off and there you go if we win that game, because there'll be heroes. Every man jacket them will be heroes, from the top of the tree right down to the boys that run down the pitch, pick the balls up. Seriously.
But do you agree as well though? Since obviously our man just came back in again, he seems to have Brendan Rodgers' number. He seems to have that team's number because they always seem to pick the right tactic. If he does it again this coming Sunday and we win this game, I would like to see some, no on here, but out there in the media and things as well, people come out and gain Mr. Murty a lot more credit than they seem to give him. They seem to think he's some sort of fool, but he's got a lot of the press's number in this country as well, mate. And if he gets the result that we're all hoping for this Sunday, I'm hoping that a lot of them, not expecting it, but I'm hoping they come out and give him a lot of credit this time, because I don't think they gave him enough. And I think it's a big time they did.
I wouldn't hold your breath, Ibrox. I'll tell you what, the papers will be fully. Celtic were rubbish. That's why the papers will be fully.
I'm sure.
So I wouldn't hold your breath.
The only thing we'll say, we know where we are. Aye. We know where we're trying to get to. But if we do win on Sunday, we could get there quicker than we all hoped. And it's enough. It's enough.
Oxtear, I have to ask this question. If you heard me asking it maybe a dozen times before, Does anybody think that they'll repeat what they did the last time when Celtic put them in the cup? Do you think they'll sack their manager? They did it last time.
If we win,
if they fail to beat us, let's put it this way: or if we win,
I think the circumstances are completely different, mate. But when you actually look at, because I just think we're second in the Premier League now. We were in the Championship the last time.
I don't think that matters to them. That was the worst defeat they've ever had in their life. Do you think now Rangers beating them won't be worse? This will be 10 times worse. It will be. They'll have to cordon off all the bridges.
I don't doubt that.
Wow.
But, I don't think it'll be too. Well, it depends if we get one by a few, which I think I'll happily take 1-0. But I think the circumstances are different. Look, if we win this game and then we win the cup tie, things could be a little too different.
No, the whole club will die.
We've got to win this one on Sunday, and then take it where it takes us.
One game at a time, please.
Where it takes us. Rudy. Sorry, Ulster. I've not went to Ulster. Okay. We've got to win one at a time, then Rudy. Sorry, Rudy.
Yeah, but yep, one game at a time. And I get Fox's point earlier there. He was saying, the teams we've been playing. I think Rudy touched on the same point. That our problem wasn't maybe the top 6, bar them. We were all doing okay against the teams. It was actually the smaller teams at Ibrox away, especially at Ibrox. We failed to break down, and we've changed that. So I think since we've played maybe some of the weaker teams, it's actually encouraging me even more that we're not just breaking them down, we're actually annihilating them at times, to be honest. And we're finding the spaces and we're getting so much chances now. And that's a big thing for me, to be honest. And since that as well, I think they've failed to beat Kilmarnock. I think they actually lost against Kilmarnock and then they failed to beat St Johnstone at home. So if you're looking at the last form, to be honest, they have had their chances against the smaller teams and haven't been able to get the win. So. But going on the next point, obviously, about the next game, that's what it's all about. It's just, let's worry about Sunday. Just if a team plays like we know they can play, then we're in with a great shout. I think that's, everybody can agree on that, It's just a matter, they've got players there who can't hurt us if we allow them. But we have to, there's key positions, especially that guy Brown and Forrester as well. He's dangerous. If we need to make sure we don't let these players have it all their own way, and if we get about them and play to the potential that we have, I think they'll be in for a tough day on Sunday.
All right, Rudy, the last word before the trip.
Aye, one game at a time is what Graham Morty said not that long ago there, and he did say a couple of weeks back, we're playing good football, we're scoring plenty of goals, there's some great individual performances, but we haven't won anything yet. And he's right, we haven't won anything yet. And it's one game at a time. Just concentrate on the next game, whether it's 3 points or whether it's a cup game. That's all we need to do then.
Aye, and I mean, we're on this run and we hope it continues, and then we've won 6 games in a row or something like that if we win on Sunday, and I hope we are. And then there's only 8 league games and 2 cup games to go, and you've won 6, you want to win the next 10, and that's all. That's our aim, but it's only one at a time, as you rightly say, because pressure can do strange things. We've got a free hit here because I don't think we're under any real pressure because we're not expected. We're just trying to get as close as we can. And if we can get this free hit in, and then the pressure's on them, the pressure will go on them tight. And then if we keep winning, funny enough, the pressure will then go on us. But we'll discuss that after Fox gives us a tune. If you don't mind, go to mute, lads.
Said that Real Madrid, the greatest football team. I've even heard that they're like the best they've ever seen. There's Manchester United and Tottenham Hotspur too. There's Arsenal, Chelsea, Blackpool, just to name a famous few. Who's that team they call the Rangers? Who's that team they all adore? They're the boys and Royal
Very popular choice in the lobby, Fox.
Good to see.
Yeah.
Well, funnily enough, you should say that because we are actually flat now. So. No,
How you keeping, mate? How you keeping, mate? I know you've not been 100%.
No, health's been a wee bit up and down, but I'm getting there slowly. I'm just trying to take it easy. It's got to me a wee bit mentally. Do you know what I mean?
Well, that's understandable. How did you get on Sunday? Everything work all right for you?
I actually ended up, one of the guys from my work ended up leaving a ticket.
Just gives a wee bit more notice, mate. It can help you.
I know it was really short, absolutely no. But I know it all worked out, and I have to say it was a great game.
You enjoy it. And what's your thoughts? Obviously, we're talking about Sunday. How do you see us lining up, Wheels? And I can't call you that. How do you see us lining up, Gary?
Funnily enough, you should say that because I've already got a team prepared.
Go on then.
If you're ready for it. So
when you go?
I'm going 4-2-3-1. I'm going Foderingham, John if he's fit, Martin, Bates and Tav, Goss and Doherty in the midfield, Murphy in the left, Candace in the right, Windass through the middle and Cummings up front on his own.
Oh, Cummings.
Oh, controversial.
Definitely.
I've just got a feeling that he can torture that defence.
Your team, or what you think the team will be?
I think... Right, see, this is my opinion, right? My opinion is there's no way that you can drop Cummings after that performance the other night. I just don't see how you can drop him after a hat-trick.
Right, will we ask the panel then where they think Cummings will be on Sunday? All right, okay, that's a fair point. We'll start with Fox. Will Cummings player be on the bench on Sunday for you, Fox?
On the bench, mate.
Ibrox, what one you go, Fox?
Look, it was a terrific. Two of the goals out of the 3 goals he scored, mate, were real class acts goals. But we need to remember, mate, as I was trying to say earlier, that was against Falkirk, who are lying third for the Bolton in the Premiership, mate. Will he get that room on Sunday? I don't think so. I think we need Morelos, mate. We need him for his strength, his hold-up play. Yes, he'll probably miss a sitter in the game, but can he, in this game, end the hoodoo and score really against him and do some damage to them? We'll need to wait and see, but Jason Cummins is a great guy to bring on, mate, if we're chasing a goal late in the game. But Morelos definitely starts for me.
All right, we'll be joined by Boys, but we'll get in the panel with us, and then we'll get Boys in. Ulster, where do you see Jason Cummins starting the match on Sunday?
I think he'll be on the bench and he'll be an impact sub. I can take Gary's point, though. I can understand why. And there's a lot of supporters for Cummins, and they think he's a better finisher, and I even agree with that, to be honest. But I think Morelos' all-round play probably pushes him in there just ahead. But definitely Cummins will come off on the bench.
Rudy Bear?
I think we'll need Alfredo's battling qualities, so and everything Fox said as well. Cummins will be on the bench. Good impact sub, though, you couldn't ask for any better to come on maybe the last 15, 20 minutes if you're chasing a goal, So, but he'll be on the bench.
Bridgeman?
I think he'll play. I think they'll play 2 up. That's what I think. I think it'll be the Buffalo and Cummings. I don't know, he'll need to rearrange the team, obviously, based on what we've been speaking. But I just think it's going to happen. It's obviously doesn't matter, somewhere along the line, they're all good players, and whatever the manager does, I wish him well in his selection, because he's got a real toughie.
All right, Ibrox?
I think Morelos should start. He will start, because as Ruby says, one of these battling qualities up front, and he tends to piss off Brown a wee bit as well, so that could work in my favour. He's just one push on Sunday or anything, being banned for football. I hate him. Leg munch, son of a bitch. But, sorry for the language, but
anyway, we've also Gary. There you go. Pretty much 5-1. I think Cummins will be on the bench. But Gary, if you don't mind, I'll take Boswell, and we'll also be joined by Usher. How we doing, boys?
Not too bad, boys. Not too bad.
Aye, Boswell.
What's on your mind, mate?
I'm much with everybody else. I think Cummins is a substitute. I would change the team as little as possible. I think stability is our strength, and I would prefer not to see too many changes. I think if Jamie Murphy's still out, that will be a big miss for us, because he's got that ability to run with the ball. And a player running with the ball at pace is always something that puts the fear of God into defenders, because they have to turn and face their own goal. And they don't like it, and I'd prefer to see that happen.
And if you get booked early in that game, it's a long time to go on it.
Well, anything can happen, and the thing is that this is what people do. If you've got someone with pace running at you, you end up becoming, you become desperate, and you do desperate things, and who knows what happens. So my hope is to see young Jamie Murphy fit, because I think he could be a real strength for us. I really do. And Declan John potentially too, but who knows? Well above my paid grade to make those kind of decisions, as someone once said.
Young Ursher, how we doing, mate?
Evening, gentlemen. How's it going?
All right, mate. What's on your mind, or do you want to comment and make Gary the wheels is sent?
No, I'm in agreement with most of you. Basically, just going to say all the same stuff that Boswell said there. I think that obviously we've got a team now that's starting to play well. We've got a couple of really good results the last few weeks, so I think that changing it as little as possible is the best course of action.
I don't. Yes, mate.
Can I just come in and say something? That last night I thought Ibrox's coverage of the reserves was absolutely first class. Well done, mate. Top drawer. Big it up for yourself. That was magic.
Yeah, here. I was good.
Boys, you put a bit of work in. You put a bit of work into that boy with his English, and I'm trying to get his maths up.
You see, but this is the thing, is that that's hard to do, and you know, I think I thought his coverage was excellent, his knowledge, his information that he had, and then the execution and putting information over, I thought was first class. Well done, mate. Thank you.
He'll want a pay rise now.
Calm down. But I'll tell you, there's another thing that's.
Are you looking for across the board? Ibrox? So you want a percentage rise?
Let's not go to percentages, mate. Let's keep it the way it is.
It'll be free collective bargaining, Ox, will it?
Quite right, if you can just get that geography sorted out, you'll get a job with Sky.
That's it, yeah, programming the tom-tom. Can I just say another thing whilst we're on the back of this, and it's dismaying me a bit. We've got people coming on here, and I'm getting a bit tired of it. This Sheen's rubbish, that Sheen's rubbish. Wait a minute, we're all Rangers supporters now. We're trying to get our side back. Let's get behind our team. See this calling people out because they're rubbish, because you don't like them. I don't think that's helpful. I don't think it's the right thing to be doing. I accept that everybody's got an opinion, but I think there's a way to execute that opinion. And I don't think saying this Sheen's rubbish and that Sheen's rubbish really helps.
I think you've got to watch when we're all guilty after a match, mate. We can be a bit emotions can be running high, if that makes sense. But in the cold light of day, no, when you're
get that. I get that entirely. Yeah. I know what you mean, but this is a non-match day, and I just think that we should really start thinking about this and getting behind. You know, we're the ones that shout down our players. It's Rangers supporters. He's rubbish. He can't run. He can't. Wait a minute here. We're trying to get this thing together so that we have this collective strength that moves us forward. Not continually barrack our own players. I don't think that's helpful. But maybe I'm just a romantic.
You don't hear me say a thing against Kenny Miller, do you? Not a thing.
No, but the thing is, it's how it's done. That's the other thing.
Boswell, that's a good point that you make. Because see, after the Hibs game, I was livid, to be honest with you, and out with the show. Me and Ox had a couple of words, and Bridgman had to get in between the two, you know.
Well, yeah, it's an emotional game. You're right, Rod.
See, when I sat back, Boswell, and I watched the game a second time, knowing what the result was, it was a different thing. All the points that Oxger made to me, he was right. I was wrong about the second half of that game, and he was right. You know, because I sat and watched it.
Say that again, Rudy. Say that again.
Rudy, you've made a huge faux pas there, mate.
I just realised what I said.
We're never going to hear the end of this now.
Absolutely.
He was also right about the ages, but that's between me and Rudy.
But no, I mean, football is a very emotional and passionate game, and I get why people are that just after. You know, it's like manager just gets a doing, and then he's got a camera and a microphone stuff, and the man's meant to have measurements.
Oh, it doesn't work, mate.
It doesn't work. And you know, that needs to stop, because we need to stop and think and be much more measured.
They're looking when they're doing that, mate. They're looking for a shot and all. Yeah, they're looking for headlines, you know.
But I would like us to get together a wee bit more and work up our players. And I mean, I know there's players that people don't like, excuse me, but I think there's a way of articulating that. And I don't think that's...
We've got some roasters at the moment, haven't we? I mean, we've got players that people don't like, dislike. Alves, for me, hasn't been the player that we thought he was going to be. But when you look at it, and you look at his age, we shouldn't really be surprised, but you just bring somebody in that you feel might have done better. But we don't know if it's the injuries that's got him. I mean, he hasn't been great. Andy Halliday's come in. Andy will play anywhere for us. Yeah. I think he would put the gloves on to go and go.
Well, Andy Halliday playing a car park, wouldn't he, really? But
aye, for us. But yeah, I mean, Andy's not good. He's not blessed with the greatest of pace, but he's not the worst football player we've ever had.
He does what he does, and if people understand that, that's fine. But as I say, it's the issue I have is how we articulate our displeasure, and I think that we should be able to do it in a much more measured and capable way.
He's obviously not talking about you, Ibrox, because we know you're a great articulator now.
He's an articulator.
And a brilliant mathematician also. Don't forget his mathematics.
Yeah. He's an artic.
Coming on.
He's an artic, aye. That's quite good, that one. Well done, Boswell.
There you go, Ibrox. I bet you have. Right, Arsha,
add something to Boswell's point there a wee bit.
Plus we want to hear from you, Arsha, because we've not heard from you for a wee. We always like to hear from you, mate. You've always a great call. No, that Wheels and boys on it, but.
What I was going to say there is what I'm going to say is actually it's dependent on Declan John and Murphy being fit. Oh, sorry, DJ. I can't call him Declan. Right, so it's dependent on DJ and Murphy being fit. But should the two of them be fit, this is the first Old Firm game in a long time that I've been going into where I'm actually kind of like, when I'm picking my own team, disappointed about players that I'm leaving out, rather than being worried about players like that are fitting in. Do you know what I mean? Like back when we played even the last one when we had a fairly strong team, like worrying about players like Cranchar and stuff coming in. Whereas for this Old Firm game, if it is Jason Cummins that has to be left on the bench, at least then you can be thinking if somebody isn't having a good game up front, you've got an option to bring him on even at half time if you need to. So I think that shows that we are getting to a better place now. The fact that it's hard to pick your team because of the folk you're leaving out, rather than it's hard to justify like putting somebody in. Do you know what I mean?
Aye. I mean, look, injuries and suspensions are part of the game. We've nobody suspended. Apart from Ryan Jack and Graham Dorrans and the boy McCrory, that arguably 6 weeks ago we'd all been distraught if we were playing them without the players playing. We've got players that have come in. I don't know if the recruitment's got it right, and we've just exploded. And we've not done anything yet to beat them. So Sunday will be a big test, but we're getting in with a wee bit of confidence. Any thought? Yep.
That's it. I was going to say, if they three that you just mentioned there were fit, I bet you if we was picking our teams of the night, I bet you'd get in the panel and everybody'd have a different team.
Yeah. There's been times. I mean, Dorrans came in and he was a slow burner, but if you're looking at the goals he scored, the chances he made, he was doing all right. He was getting better, playing slightly out of position. Ryan Jack, his season's been stop-start for different reasons. Or some of he's in making, some of it no. And at times when he played, he looked an excellent player. The boy McCrory came in and we think, what a find. 6'2", athletic, defensive midfield player. Can do a job for us for years. Unfortunately, the boy gets injured, and then Goss appears for them here, and he's been an absolute revelation so far. Because you're no judge till you play the big one. We'll go to Wales, and then we'll take it round the panel. Wales.
I mean, it's been a long time since we've had a squad where we can say, we don't actually know who's going to play. Do you know what I mean? And it's a great headache for the manager to have as well, but it's also a great headache for us to have. We've got a lot more depth than we've had, for a long time. And the players that we have brought in are really good quality. It's not as if we've brought in just scraping the bottom of the barrel, if you like. And I'm really confident about Sunday. And I think if we can win on Sunday, then we're in with a very good shout at giving them a fight to the finish,
Yeah, Ulster.
Yeah, it's the point you're making there about the likes of McCrory. As you say, mate, we'd have been devastated only a few weeks ago. But it shows you how good the players like the Doherty. I didn't expect him to come in and be just as good as he has been, to be fair. I thought it would take him a wee while. I thought Holt would probably have kept the position, a bit like Foxy had, so he had the same point of view, I think. But these players are coming in, and you have to give credit to the recruitment team, both Murray and Mark Allen and others who have got these players in and eyed these players up.
You're breaking up a wee bit, Ulster. Can we go to Rudy? Rudy?
Yeah. I think the first half of the season, there was times when we had the dreadful losses and performances and stuff like that. And you looked at the bench, and there was nobody on the bench that you could look at and think, right, well, bring him on, he could make a difference. It's different now, And like you were saying there about, when we get the likes of Dorrans, Jack, McCrory back, well, we're going to have a wealth of talent sitting on that bench, boys that will be able to come on and make a difference. And it is a huge difference for the first part of the season. The January transfer window for me was excellent. I mean, I said that the other night. I never thought we were going to have that kind of transfer window. I expected a couple of players to come in. I was hoping for a bit of quality, a bit of talent, but to have the transfer window that we did, well, I just thought it was brilliant. Well chuffed with it. We're in a position now where Ayrshire made a good point. You're disappointed about players that you've got to leave out the team. And with the likes of McCrory and Dorrans and Jack, they come back, Lee Wallace, maybe even the boy Rossiter, you're going to have a cracking bench there. You're going to be able to pick two teams, literally be able to pick two teams, and that's a huge difference for the first part of the season. Massive difference. I think Cummins will play because I think he's too good a player playing Sunday. I think he'll take part at some point in the game, and that's a great thing for us. It's a great thing for the manager, and it's a great thing for us as supporters to see that kind of quality on the bench now.
Bridgeman?
Yeah, I agree with particularly with the last couple of things that Rudy was saying. I think everybody said the same thing. It's going to be really tough. We're so looking forward to the game. I think that Cummings, simply because he scored that hat-trick, and not just the goal he scored, the manner in which he played. And the only negative on that is the quality of team he was playing. And a plus side for Jamie Murphy, he'll be more than welcome back into the team, that's for sure, because he is top quality for sure. But how the manager manages to sort of weave his web on and sort of to beat Rangers, to beat Celtic rather, for Rangers to beat Celtic, it'll just be fascinating. And these are the times when the manager's going to be earning his corn, that's for sure. Very tough, very, very tough. I would like to see Cummings playing, but the manager's the man that's got to do it. I'd play Cummings, hat-trick hero.
Boswell?
Oh, well, I think that one of the signs that we're getting it right is they're getting a wee bit afraid. You can see it. It's a call.
I thought you were going to come on there and say I'm not playing Cummings because I think he's a diddy.
I would never say a thing like that. That's terrible. How dare you say that to me? How very dare you? I think Jason Cummins is an excellent player, but I think he's
a great finisher.
Yeah.
But what about the boys in midfield? We've never seen this coming, did we? Let's be honest. We've got to be really honest.
This is what I was saying, is that I think because of the transfer window that we've had in January and the reaction from across the way, that we've got it right. Never mind what we do, what we say, because we're always going to talk it up, or I'm always going to talk it up. But you can tell we're getting close because they're getting afraid. And that's always a good barometer, because when the opposition start worrying and start trying to conduct their business, like saying to Brighton, "No, you don't want to be doing business," how afraid are you? And I think that, and I mean, how sad is that? All this nonsense, and that's how they behave. Really, quite, I don't know. But
see, when you used to hear the term "you can smell fear," I used to think that's a lot of rubbish, but it's true.
You can, absolutely, particularly from that lot. But mind you, that's because there's a lack of soap. I'll tell you, I think I said this to you before. A friend of mine used to work. The garage that used to be at the bottom of Crow Road.
Very well.
Well, for a while there, they were back in the.
It's McDonald's now, by the way.
They were doing an offer. When you bought so much petrol, you either got an ability to buy either a Rangers towel or a Celtic towel. They ran out of Rangers towels, and there was all the Celtic towels left. It tells its own story, doesn't know it?
It's also the area it was in as well, boys.
Well, but at the same time, is it? See if I support a team, I'm going to say, where can I get a towel? And somebody says, you can get a towel at Crow Road. I'm not going to Crow Road. But no, you can smell fear, and that's exactly what we're smelling off that lot. Our transfer window was fantastic. Bringing in young Sean Goss, I mean, he's just been different class since he pulled a shirt on. And I think, I heard Rudy say the other night there, the $650 that we've paid for young Docherty will turn out to be an absolute, at least Dick Turpin wore a mask, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, I did a great bit of business. I think he's been superb, really I do. And I think it's those things that made the difference.
Can I ask you, boys?
Indeed.
Right, we've got two midfielders there. One's 22, one's 21. And the one that I would rather see in the middle on Saturday is McCrory, mate. McCrory and Goss I would have put in there for a wee bit of stalemate in that midfield. For me, young Docherty, mate, is going to get room for Goss to spread the ball about. And if they get shut down very quickly, that's a worry for me.
I agree with you, but what I would say is that we don't have that option on Saturday. I know. In principle, I agree, and I think that's probably what we'll go with on Saturday is Goss and young Docherty in the middle of the park. But I think that yes, you're right about McCrory. I didn't think that we would miss young Ross McCrory the way we do, but because he came in, that this whirlwind and has had such a meteoric rise, it's absolutely fantastic, and it's such a credit to the coaching staff of the under-20s at Auchenhowie. Absolutely credit to them. So for me, yeah, I would agree, but I think that we've got to go with Docherty and Goss on Sunday rather, because I think it's the only option.
Can I just quickly jump in, guys? Right, I need to shoot off, right? But I'm going to be back.
Oh, you done now?
Aye, I'm done, mate.
Yep.
Thanks, boys.
On you go, mate. Everything all right for you for Sunday, yeah?
Aye.
Everything all right for you for Sunday, yeah?
Yep. Sorted for Sunday. Yep.
All right. Because we'll get 300. We'll get 300 guys lined up volunteering.
See, I'll tell you, so what Gary's talking about there and what you're talking about, Ox, this is what our club is. It's about altruism and people doing stuff to help other people without any thought of them getting an advantage. Well done to everybody who helps Gary. I think it's absolutely fantastic, and all power to them. But that's the core of what our club values are. And well done, boys, and excellent.
I've got to be really honest. There was one genuine bloke the other 99 we went in to see the game, boys.
No, it doesn't matter how many there are. The fact is, we've got people that would do that without any advantage to themselves. That's what.
Yeah. On you go, Gary. Make your point, mate.
I was just going to say I need to shoot off. I've got a couple of things I need to take care of, but I'm going to be back with you more regularly.
Not a problem, mate. We'll speak to you soon.
You take care, pal. Take
care, Gary.
Thanks, guys. Speak to you soon. Cheers.
Hey, mate.
Cheers, mate. Cheers.
Bye.
Oh, Gary's left us. Arsha, please, your thoughts on the midfield and.
Well, in terms of midfield,
everybody would have been fit. Everybody had have been fit. I don't know how would have panned out. Yeah.
I know. I'm pretty much in the same camp as Fox there, and probably a lot of like it would be ideal if McCrory was in. If there was one player I could pick who was injured and now to be fit, it would be him. But I still think we could do it without him. I think the most important thing is going to be what we do off the ball as well in terms of defending. Like you were saying earlier on, I was a bit worried that they're probably going to have three in the midfield up against our two. But if we do similar to what we've done back at the game at Christmas New Year time, then we should be all right. Where we have whenever we've not got the ball, we have Windass coming in and the two wide players coming in almost to make a five in the midfield. And definitely we've already seen the way to defeat them like that. We had it. We had the if we just had that luck, we would have done it. The key's just going to be pressing them high, straight for the kick-off, just getting in their faces, giving them no time to think, and we'll quickly show them up for what they are. Particularly players like Scott, they can't handle them whenever they don't have time in the ball. You've seen it in Europe. You've seen it when Hearts done it against them, when we done it against them earlier on in the season. So I would like a couple of other players to be fit, but I think the most important thing is if we come out with the right attitude and the right mentality, with the right game plan, enough this time.
We've also been joined by Denver on the phone, mate.
I don't know if he's there yet, mate. He's dropped to it again. Denver, how we doing? All right. He'll come in, and when Denver comes in, we'll go straight to him. Something I just want to ask the panel. But obviously, Graham Murray's, he'll come under the microscope because of the nature of the game. If we win, is that the job his, Ulster?
Well, it's hard to say because we could win and then capitulate, couldn't we? I don't think we will, to be honest, but we could. But I think he's deserving of a chance, to be honest. I know others want to wait to probably end the season. Maybe that's a fair point. But if he gets a good result, if we get a win, and we keep the gap, even if we don't obviously go on to win the league, but if we keep the gap to what it would be, say 6 points, I would say you would have to give him a shout for the job, because let's face it, when Pedro was there at the end of his reign, could you have thought we'd been in this position? I don't think so. So credit to Mr. Murray. I'm confident. I like him. So do.
All right. All right. Rudy?
It's a tricky one for me. I mean, he's certainly grown on me. I mean, after the football I've watched and the goals I've seen scored in the last few games, he's certainly got the team playing for him. I mean, you're talking hypotheticals. If he wins on Sunday, well, you could also say, what if he gets pumped by Kelly? Is it Kelly, isn't it? I think in the next game after that. So what do you do then? So you say, right, okay, he wins on Sunday. Aye, all right, he's the man for the job. And then he goes and gets pumped with Kelly, because they're playing well now, Kelly. Steve Clark's got them playing well. So he gets beat with them. You're kind of back to square. Aye, there you go. So you're kind of back to square one again then, aren't you?
And somebody has to send letters to the 70. Aye, somebody has to send. Oh, sorry, Brady. Aye, fair comment. Fox?
Sorry, mate, I'm dealing with something at the moment.
Do you mind if I jump in there?
I think Ox is running behind a wee bit, to be honest.
Bridgman.
I think he's. I think he's
something going on. I thought I heard somebody saying the name there. What, Corey? What was it? Sorry, there was a wee bit mumble jumble there.
There's something happened with the site just internet.
Okay, I think it's happening to everybody. So
on you go, Bridge.
I just wanted to. What was it? What's the main point of the topic again? Before we go into, don't want to go sideways.
Yeah, they did. They want you to talk.
Well, okay. I can't grasp what the guys were talking about because you can't hear. I can't hear properly. I couldn't. So I'm just going to say, as far as I'm concerned, the team that finished the game and Sunday, well done to all of you. But based on what I was talking about earlier, and some of the guys have said, I see the need to have a 4-4-2. That's the way we're going to play. Yes,
Bridgman, the question was, if Graham Murray wins on Sunday...
All right, okay, I remember now.
Does he deserve
I remember, I thought I could, sometimes I thought I moved on. Yes, as far as I'm concerned, at the present moment, if he wins on Sunday, he's a good chunk of the way there. However, there is another 2 Old Firm games to go this season, and anything can happen. But kudos to the guy if he wins on Sunday, for sure. He'll be a hero. He'll be an absolute hero if he wins on Sunday. And you know something else? If we do beat them the other 2 times this season and we win this league, the guy will go down in history. Never mind anything else. They'll build another statue beside John Gregg for him. There you go.
That's brilliant.
See, I'm not being funny. They definitely will, because if he does this and wins this league, so not only will we beat that mob 3 times this year, we win the league, stops their 10 in a row crap, or it'll put them right in their place, and the tranny man will get a bullet.
If he does that, I'll build it myself, Bridge.
Yeah.
That'd be funny, wouldn't it? I could picture me bringing Katie over. Yeah, Katie, we're going to show you the great Murdy statue here.
Well, you know,
is he going to be upside down or standing?
If we can build a statue for Jimmy Johnson and Jock Stein outside there, why can't we do the same for us? I thought they should have built a statue for a great Diddle Doddle because of the work he did.
What's the old famous saying? Build it and they will come.
Oh, absolutely, pal. I agree with you. No, I've got nothing against anyone. I'm not too sure at the present moment, like everyone else, there's a bit of uncertainty surrounding the manager and managerial position at Rangers because you've got quite a strong Terrier press who are totally against anything the Rangers do. They'll give any positivity, and there's no way they're going to give any kudos to Rangers at all. And I know that somebody was saying earlier on tonight it was like 3-1 for Rangers to win on Sunday. Well, the truth is there's a few people who have got a lot of money on Rangers to win on Sunday, and that's for sure. And it'll go on. And the odds don't shorten, they'll just continue for sure. Get into them.
You know, Fridge, for me, this is probably the most confident I've felt in the last couple of years facing them, you know. I don't have any worries that we'll take an absolute scalping because I don't think we will. I'm not saying I'm 100% confident that we'll win the game, but what I am saying is I'm much more confident facing them this time than I have been for quite a long time now, you know.
Well, can I just come in on that, Woody? Obviously, what I think's about their team anyway, their goalkeeper's a joke and he's very easily beatable. Whether that's far out in the box, the corner kicks is vulnerable. The defence is shocking. I've been saying that. I've been saying that for months and months, and they've just got even worse by bringing this German bloke in. They go for that RB Leipzig. He was absolutely cracking a brick against Greenock Morton.
Did you see when they brought him in, Ibrox, the stuff they were saying about him? Everybody was congratulating Brenda. You know, oh, you've done such a great deal here. That's a total coup to get this guy. You know, he's a cart horse, man. He's right.
As Ox says, mate, if we play to your ability, we beat them on Sunday. There's no doubt about it. We play to the ability that we've been playing with the last 6 matches, and we start at a fast pace in the first 20 minutes to half an hour. We win that game. I don't see any doubt about that.
I agree with you. I think when the first sort of 20-25 minutes of that game, Ibrox, we've got to come out and fly at them. The whole problem is, and you know, with the teams in this league, they stun off Celtic and they let Celtic play. Well, any team with half decent players will play decent football if you allow them to do it. We've got to, Big Ulster was saying about 10 minutes ago there, we need to get in their faces, we need to hunt them down. When we lose the ball, we need to go hunting for it. We need to go looking for it properly. Don't give them any time on it. Don't let them think about what they're going to do next. And that's the way to defeat them. That's how Hearts beat them. Hearts harried them all over the pitch.
Zenit beat them the same way. Zenit beat them by just hunting them down and not giving them space. But I've got to say that, Bridge, get back on your medication, mate. I've never
Why? What are you on about?
A statue to Graham Murty. God,
I said, did you follow the whole thing? Did you follow Did you follow the conversation?
Bridge,
before you butt in, did you follow the conversation?
Bridge, you're butting in. I'll go.
Oh dear, it's building up to be a good old firm game, isn't it?
I think what I was trying to say is if we manage to turn the league around, it should be a statue of Lee Wallace and no Graham Murty.
That as well.
Jesus,
it's getting worse.
You know, this is exactly what I was saying. You know, people just lose the plot. Statues, come on, we've got one there and it's perfect. And I agree with your Willie Waddle, that is perfectly reasonable. But Graham Murty, are we saying that Graham Murty will be employed as manager depending on the Celtic results?
We don't know. That was the question.
No. I know that was the question. I was able to understand that, but you weren't.
Who
you.
What are you talking about, Boswell? You trying to say I'm an imbecile or something? Behave yourself.
If I thought that, Bridge, I would have said
Right, got it out used to. It's only a wee chat show here. There's no square goes on it. Come on.
We know exactly what the question was.
No, but you were speaking about something else.
No, the answer I put forward... What?
You were speaking about something else.
The answer I put forward was, there's a great dependency on what the results of, not just this week's game, but the rest of the games of the season. If, I said in a big if Mr Murty wins all 3 games against Celtic this season and wins the league, we could probably build a statue for him, put it beside John Gregg. That's what I said.
Right, moving along. A couple of you there were saying that we should play a high pressing game. Who wins the second balls? I mean, if we force them into playing the way that they do, they start shoving it about the back, we press them and force them into knocking the ball forward, who's going to pick up the second ball? Well, if it comes high in the air, I'm just saying that neither Docherty or Goss look particularly good in the air. So how do we win the second ball, guys?
I'm not so much talking about playing a high pressing game. That's not really what I'm saying. I don't know what everybody else thought, but that's not really what I'm saying. But you have to play with caution against them. There's no just going hell for leather and chasing the ball out of the park. You know, you've got to stick to your system. But I'm talking about no allowing them the space. You know, don't just sit back off them and allow them to play. That's the point I'm making, because they will play if you let them do that. But also, we can't sit too deep, because if we sit too deep, I've seen that. We saw what happened in the first half of the season when we sat too deep against teams, you know. They'll just pummel that box of yours if we do that, you know. So I'm not exactly talking about a high pressing game. That's not really what I'm talking about. You've got to move forward, you know. Make sure your team stays in its system and move forward, you know. As for the second ball, but everybody's got to be responsible for that. Everybody's got to put a power of work in for 90 minutes, because it is the only way we'll win that game. You know, if we're not on it and on it properly, and every player on that part that's wearing that blue jersey is not on it properly for the full 90 minutes, we won't win that game, because Celtic are no great. Blue Shadow keeps telling us this, and he's right. They're no great, but they're made to look good in this league by the way teams sit off them, and we can't do that. We can't just sit off them and let them play the way they want to play.
Can I take that as well, folks?
Yes, sir.
That was one of the other ones that was talking about that. I was more meaning, like, if you could emulate kind of what we've done around about New Year time, like, see, talking about whenever they get the ball in midfield, we've been guilty for too long of Scott Brown having the ball and us having 11 men sitting off him, you know what I mean? I'm off for the first 10 minutes particularly, maybe definitely having Morelos, maybe Windass chasing the ball down with their defenders as well, trying to no let them get settled in the game, get them rattled for the start. Again, you can't expect Morelos to keep that up for 90 minutes, chasing every ball, but for the first 10 minutes, him maybe chasing down the forwards, but particularly I was more talking about whenever they get the ball in midfield, having maybe Candias or Murphy, depending what side it's on, Windass as well, chucking in there, and just making sure there isn't space and they're not getting 5-10 seconds every time they get the ball in midfield to see who's running in front of them to make the pass. Like, because when you put them under pressure, you see that they crumble, particularly Scott Brown. You see it, how he's passing isn't that good. His only attributes are winning the ball and then knocking it 2 yards to somebody else. If you pressure him when he's got the ball, more times than no, he tends to get away.
I'd agree with you, mate.
I think you're right. That's what we have to do. Look at the Zenit. Zenit showed how to beat that team and how to play them. Then they have to go up the road to Aberdeen, and Aberdeen played in their hands. Aberdeen sat back. That was Aberdeen's biggest chance to get a result against that Celtic side. I think they've lost a 9 in a row. I think it's 10 now. And they sat off them. And if you sit off Celtic will punish you. It's as simple as that. So we don't need to press everybody, but we need to get in about them. We can't show them disrespect and sit back, because if we do that, we're wasting a massive opportunity. I think Windass and Morelos, as you said there, has to do a lot of work. I think, especially Windass, he'll have to, if Brown's playing that centre defence mid-row, we're going to need Windass to run his socks off to harass him. And hopefully, as you say, he maybe does a straight pass, then you've got Murphy or, you know, any of your midfielders who can pick that ball up and drive forward, and that's what we need to do. If we sit back we're going to let them off the hook. So I can't see us doing that. Hope we don't.
I've watched them a few times this season, mate, and where the struggle is when teams do sit back, they find it hard to find a way through them. I would think that, this is my personal opinion, everybody expects us to go gung-ho against them on Sunday. That seems to be most of the things that I'm taking out the forums. People are saying we'll come out and attack them. I think we would be better, honestly, sitting back and hitting on the brake. We have got tremendous pace on that side, and I think that's where we could win the game. If we go gung-ho, mate, there's a good chance they could pick us off as well. I would suggest that the first 20 minutes we play it a bit cagey, mate, and when they come forward and lose the ball, that's where we could be at our most dangerous, hitting direct balls to our wingers and through to Josh Windass, mate, and catching them out more than try to go toe-to-toe with them. That's only my opinion.
Can I come in there, Fox? I know what you say about obviously maybe starting the first 25 minutes off. Maybe no sitting off as much, but being a bit more cagey. That's when we seem to struggle. That's when we seem to let, when we start after that way, I think we started after that way against there, we get punished. We started after that way against, I think, was up at Ross County. We didn't start off at the sort of fanatic pace that if we start at a very fast pace, and we use, as you say, like Murphy and Morales and that, and Windass for their sheer pace, if we use that for the first 20-25 minutes against them, I think we could take it for them, and that's going to be the key point for me in the game, the first 20-25 minutes. For the sheer fact, apart from the two midfielders, anything behind them, they're very, very vulnerable. They're actually quite pathetic the way that they defend, because the big guy, Siminovic, who everybody, a lot of people out there thinks is a pretty good defender. He's absolutely terrible if you watch him. They brought this new boy, Marvin Comper, in because the boy Lustig is going to be suspended, so they brought him in against Greenock Morton. He was absolutely disgraceful against them. He was one of the worst defenders I've seen in a long time, if I'm being honest. And if we use the first 20-25 minutes to get it there, mate, I think that's where the key lies in the game.
Bridgeman, what for you? Go gung-ho or sit and hit them on the break? What would it be for you?
Well, I think we've looked as if we've kind of specialised in break, get the possession, and when we've got the possession, we can charge up the park. And we've done that quite successfully over the last few games. We're a good possession team. Our passing has been good and crisp. I think we'll see ourselves sitting and we'll give them so much of it. But I don't think we'll attack right out for the start up front. You know, we'll be on the front foot, but I think we'll play a more defensive role and try and hold the ball as long as possible. And then we'll get lovely passers. Mr. Goss can pass a ball, and so can young Docherty. So these guys can push the ball through. Obviously, it's going to be a tight game. It's going to be a tough game. But I would certainly play. I think they'll play a wee bit more defensive, but they need to start feeding the Morellas and whoever else in front. Of course, you know, nice balls up for Murphy to run onto if it's him is playing, or indeed if it's Cummings, through balls to him as we saw the other night. You get some good balls through. These guys will make chances, you know.
Fair enough. Anybody else like to comment on that?
I don't think we will go out and fly at them, Fox. No, for the first 20-25 minutes. I think that would be throwing caution to the winds, you know, because if they hit us in the break, they've got pace and all. Don't forget that, you know. They've got a bit of pace in their team, you know, in Enoch and Sinclair and guys like that, you know. So they've got players that can hurt us. So I'm not saying, you know, we need to be too cautious. I mean, still need to shut them. When they've got the ball, we need to work hard to get the ball back after them. Don't allow them time to play. I'm not so sure it would be great to go flying in them for the first 20-25 minutes, as I say. If you got 3/4 of the team up the park and they hit us in the break, we could struggle to get back, you know, to defend. But I wouldn't show them too much respect either, though, you know, because the results that they've had, some of the results where they've dropped points this year, especially the game against Hearts, and Kelly as well. Fair play to Kelly for beating them too. The teams proved that's how you play against them. You don't let them play. You don't let them play. Too many teams show them too much respect, and let them play football. And they've got football players that can play football. They're no world beaters the way the press make them out to be, but they've got players that can play a bit. And if you let them play, they'll do that. So we can't allow them to play. It's as simple as that. Shut them down as quickly as possible when we lose the ball.
Paris Saint-Germain, they went on and won the European Cup, didn't they?
Sorry, outside. I get your point. No.
Carry on there, sure.
I was going to say, funnily enough about this game, I think you might see both teams actually doing a similar thing. Like, see what Rudy was saying there. Obviously, we need to be cautious about them on the break and stuff. I think that they'll possibly, for the first time in a while, be worried about what we've got in the break as well, with two really quick wingers who can both either cut in and shoot, or they can get the ball in. And Morelos is quick, and Windass quick to get up the park as well. So you might see that, like, the same worries we've got about them hitting us in the break, they'll probably have. You would like to think anyway, they'll probably have a similar thoughts about us. So I think this game could flow pretty sort of 50-50, pretty evenly. Because obviously I know we're doing a lot better. I'm not stupid enough to say that we're going to go and it's going to be an easy game or anything for us. But I think it's set up pretty nicely, basically. But it's the first time in a while that I thought we looked like we could be dangerous for hitting sort of team in the counter. For years there we were too slow at moving the ball and stuff. But I think with Candias and Murphy playing well in their pace, that we've got as big a threat in the counter as they do.
Good point, Elsa. Good point.
Their main weakness to me is their absence of a right-sided defender, mate. I think that'll force them into the 3-5-2. But their weakness for me is, although it's a strength in us, the wee winger, James Onek, mate. But he is easily bypassed by Murphy and young Declan John, mate, if we can take the ball off of him. I think in the right-hand side, Kieran Tierney will be concentrating more on defending than coming forward, because, as I say, I think Candias and James Taverner will definitely sort him out. And we'll have the fight in the midfield, but I think our strongest attacks are going to come down the wings. And that's where I think we could have a good chance of winning. I don't know what anybody else thinks of that.
Can I come in on that, Foxy?
Yep.
I was just going to say, I agree with you there to a certain extent. I think that the wee guy, Nanek, who, much as I absolutely detest the wee guy, I think he's got some super skills. He's quite quick. I'm not saying he's lightning quick, but he's quick. And he does put a lovely ball over, and he feeds that big fella Dembele. In the last couple of games anyway, I've seen him doing it. So that's a big danger there. But obviously we have to also remember he is a good football player too. So he likes to cut in. And when he cuts in, he can be quite dangerous getting into the box or in about the box. And he does dive. So these are the dangers with Nanek. So we need to watch out for him. But if we can play over him, get him out of the game, if we can, the only thing we need to watch out for is them finding him. Because they find him with long balls, and he does cause trouble. That's all I've got to say on that one, Fox. I agree with you.
I think if Murphy and DJ are fit, hopefully they are, and are capable of being fully fit for the weekend, I think they'll deal with him, no problem. Bridge, I don't really have a problem with him. Thinking about him, I know he's got a wee bit of pace and he's a half-decent football player. But I think between DJ and Murphy, I think they'll deal with him okay. I think the right side of the park, if Tav and Cadeas play, as well as the two of them can play, they'll have that boy for breakfast on that side of the park. So
I can't disagree with that either. I'm just wondering if indeed if they do play Declan John and Murphy, then yes, I agree with you. We've got pace there, and the guys play well together, or appear to play well together, and have a wee bit of a good relationship going with them. So they'll be able to take some care of them. We've just got to watch it, because good players, if they're good on the ball, you always got to watch them. They're always dangerous. That's all I'm saying,
Anyway, gentlemen, we've reached that time of the evening.
It's nice to see you back, Ox.
Oh, problems. Ulster.
Yes, just a shout out to everybody who's been listening. I hope you enjoyed the show, guys. And as we've been saying a few times, get yourselves on here, guys, especially first-time callers, because we know you are listening. So come in, get your views across.
Yeah. Hi, Brooks.
Aye, just another great show. Some really great and interesting topics coming up, especially as it's starting to hit battle fever time. We're getting into Thursday now, so let's just keep it going. And I think we'll win the game. That's all I'm going to say, and I'll speak more about that later on in the week. So,
Rudy Bear.
4 sleeps to go, and I hope Mr. Murty's sorting his planning out, and I hope he comes up with a plan to beat them at the weekend.
3 for me.
3 for you, mate.
Me and Fox will be out all night Saturday.
Will you be up all night?
Oh dear, that's going to be a sight to see you two be all night. I love it. I just love it. This magic.
We're going to the Savoy. We know one of the new doormen. We know one of the new doormen.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
This last time.
No, Ibrox.
Well, this will be the last night I'm on before the game, so I'm working tomorrow night and the next night. So go on, Rangers. Let's do it this weekend. Let's.
You not get a tea break.
What are you saying?
You not get a tea break.
Well, not long enough to be on here. Let's just do it this weekend, Rangers. I've got a good feeling and no surrender. We are the people.
Here. It's always a pleasure to hear from you, mate. Fox.
Thanks for listening. Enjoyed myself tonight.
Yeah, Bridgeman.
Yeah, thanks very much to everybody that was listening in. And humblest apologies. I got a wee bit heated and I've made apologies to Boswell. So, battle fever's on, so I'm sorry about that.
What, did I miss something?
Well, I had a wee bit. I'm afraid I was out of order. So, apologies to everyone for that. But to all the Rangers fans all over the world, and particularly Rangers fans on here on Rangers Radio, everybody, please, looking forward to the weekend. Battle fever is on, raging now, absolutely raging. So keep it going for the Rangers, everybody. Keep it going.
All right, can I apologise? I had problems with my internet. Can I thank Ibrox Loyal, Shabert, Bridgeman, Fox, Rudy Bear and William taking the time to join us in the panel. Also, Wheels, Gary Wheels, Denver for trying to get in the one and only Boswell. This has been Rangers Radio. We'll be back tomorrow night between 9 and 11 talking about all things Rangers. Take it away, Fox.